Hello everyone, it's Adam here. I've had the bike out of winter mode for about 2 weeks, and in that 2 weeks I've done 2,000 miles of riding. So I think I'm capable enough to talk to you guys about the modifications done to the bike over the winter time and some of my highlights and lowlights. I'm using lowlights because I work for a European company and that's how they do it. So there's no order to this, there's no script. I'm just talking through some of these things. We're looking at probably 500 miles of off-road, 1,500 miles of on-road. And I say off-road like aggressive off-road, not just dirt, you know. I ride to and from work every day on dirt. So so maybe 50-50 on and off-road as far as tarmac versus dirt. The Muscomoto bags, they took a beating yesterday. If you look at the mud up here, the bike was covered in mud. We were crossing water up to here, mud all the way up to the final drive, just spinning, making a rooster tail of mud in the air, dropped the bike 6 times underwater, and they've been great. They're waterproof. There's no, on the bottom, you can see there's no real damage on the bottom here. They look really great, even though this was dropped a lot on dirt yesterday. So, fantastic. Other than that, I mean, they're obviously dirty, but yeah, they're handling just fine. Sergeant seat. I had an issue with fitment on the sergeant seat, so I sent it back to them. They're replacing it under warranty, and I'm paying a little bit extra to add heat to it. That'll be in tomorrow, so I'll have a video about that. But the sergeant seat's very comfortable. This wasn't a good fit. It was an issue with manufacturing, and they replaced it, no questions asked. So all good there. The advanced handguards, freaking amazing. I can adjust these things with 3 turns of the knobs, and they come right down. 3 turns of the knobs, I can pull the whole thing out and then pop the centerpiece out, and it's nice and warm. I've had it completely broken down twice during 75-degree days, and it really is fantastic. So I highly recommend the advanced handguards. If you could swing it, they are waves better than Bark Busters. Waves better. You see how nice, you got a little kill management here behind the handguards. They don't get in the way of anything. They're really fantastic. Take mirrors, they broke. I fell down. You see that now. I've got the SW Motec extensions. They extend beyond the handguards. So these things get hit when I'm off road all the time. They just bend. They just move. They're great. They're very solid on the road. They don't turn on the road, but whenever you need to move, they move out of your way. And the SW Motec extensions are fantastic. Don't ignore this is the GoPro remote holder. But you can see over here that they're great. Only problem is I lost the rubber piece that goes in there. Rubber piece is gone. I lost that off-road, but it's a really solid piece of machinery, so highly recommend it as well. The grip puppies are also nice. If you have small hands, though, they're not going to be too great. They're really designed for guys with bigger hands, but they're fantastic. So they reduce vibration. They do make the diameter a little larger, but no complaints at all on these guys. Awesome. 2 days of off-road with the Hondo Garage. Perfect squeeze. Really nice piece of machinery. When you do this 5 clicks, the phone does not move. Definitely for GS riders, get it with the ram mount, because the low profile clamp they sell doesn't really work with GS. It's just not, it covers up the computer. I'm just working on things down as I see them, really. The GS Rally guards, it looks nice, as you can see. These things do break, these little rubber things, they just fall off, so I've already got one missing here, so I've got to zip tie it. I've got 2 zip ties on the other side as well, holding it on, so it looks nice in the factory. It comes on the GS Rally. They're really cheap to buy, so just grab them, you know. If you have a regular GS, Allrider makes these great left and right heel guards. The GSA comes with heel guards, so it's not an unnecessary purchase, but really well built, no issues, honestly. It's just one of those things I like having on the bike. Kickstand, side guard. I'm starting to get some rust here. This is a Wild at Heart part. I'm getting some rust here on the washer, so no issue for now, and I have to resolve that later on. It's fine. You know, there are lots of options for this. I probably would have bought for a different brand. I don't really like the R1200LC written in here, but I've been on a road trip where one person's had an issue with the kickstand protector getting damaged, and they can't start their bike. So this is, in my opinion, really important to have. The beautiful powder-coated Allrider crash bars are damaged. Not damaged, they're scratched. They're no longer beautiful anymore, but they work really, really, really well. The only problem I have on the left side is that the clearance between the X head and the outrider is like just enough for a needle to go through. So there's not a lot of tolerance there for these bending, but I don't think I'll ever bend them, honestly, unless I crash on tarmac at 40 miles an hour. And with that said, they do leave a big gap in the back here, so that's why I really like having the Machine Art Moto X heads installed. You know, if you're just riding on street and you're on a GS that doesn't come with crash bars or regular GS, then grab the X head. It's really, really nice. I've dropped the bike on the X head on the right side when there were no crash bars installed, and I dropped it straight on concrete, and you couldn't even tell it was dropped. It held up really well. But because of this big hole here in the back of the outrider, if you drop their bike on the outrider crash bars without any cylinder head protection, a rock could puncture through your magnesium cylinder head covers. So, in my opinion, one can't really be without the other. Machine Art Moto by itself, fine, but with the outrider installed, you really need the Machine Art Moto X head installed. Pretty important. All right, so moving around to the other side. Well, I'll do, I guess I'll go on the back here. The Jesse racks are really strong. I like them. They're all black. They look good. They don't move at all. I've loaded them up with tons of stuff for an overnight camping trip. I'm taking them again camping this week. They're fantastic, really. And if you have Moscow Moto bags and you also have Jesse racks, do yourself a favor and get the Jesse soft plate. It's fantastic. This thing is awesome. I mean, it's, you know, what you're doing is you're basically removing the plate from inside the Moscow bags and you're plating it directly to this guy here. And all you have to do is unscrew that and it just comes right off. So I can transition from the Moscow bags over to Jesse in 10 seconds. I mean, they just come off so easily. Just turning this and then putting the hard luggage on. Really, really simple. Without this, obviously, you'll need to uninstall the backing plate that's on your racks. The Moscow backing plate works with most of the square racks, so it really works with any rack at all, but if you're a hard to soft luggage kind of person like me, this is a nice thing to have, this badger plate. It only works with the Jesse racks, though, so something to keep in mind. The Clearwater Ability brake light, way too bright during the day. It's incredibly bright. Let me turn the bike on, show you guys. People that ride behind me tell me that it looks like I'm braking all the time. This is the lowest setting, and you can tell the actual brake light on the GS. On the low, and it's blinking because of the refresh rate of the phone, the camera, not because of it's not blinking. But it's so bright, people think I'm always braking. Now, of course, that's 10% intensity. At 100%, it's even brighter. So when I do brake, people do notice. But if I'm not braking, people constantly think I'm on the brakes. So it's kind of annoying to some people. The dynamic motor rod blinkers. These are turn signals. Really good. I mean, these things are totally worth the, it was $115 I paid for these with shipping. Very, very, very bright. So I love these things. I'm still testing some other stuff from the Auto Key, but for now, these are really great LEDs. So highly recommended by me. I think you should get them. TKC 80s. I'm just going through the whole list here. TKC 80s. They have now 1,600 miles on them, and I would say they're about the halfway point for wear. I mean, I ride them very aggressively. If you look at my other videos, you can see, but they are at a point now where I already have replacements in stock at the house to change over. So down here we have the Final Drive protector. It's a knockoff of the Touratech one. My concern was that mud and dirt would get in here and then cause premature rust. So I'm going to take it off every couple of months and just clean that area out and make sure it's okay. I don't know if it's protected me or not. I mean, if I slide over some rocks, it definitely will keep things from getting scratched up. And of course, this bolt that was included is already rusting out. And then we have the shaft, this guard here. When I drop the bike, this does hit first. So it does do its job. It hits before, as long as there's no luggage installed, this thing hits before the crash bars are at the same time as the crash bars. So it's pretty well designed, not too big. Won't do much against a right side drop, but I drop my bike exclusively on the left side, so that's definitely helpful. We've already got some rust setting in here on the Jesse rack, right there in the bolt. So the bolt's rusting, but the actual bracket is not. Something to keep an eye on for long-term stuff. The Wild at Heart frame plugs featured here and featured up there. Meh, they're pretty cool, but I need to get a big one for here. That would look nice too. So down here we have the Alt-Rider reservoir, brake reservoir guard. Because the rallies are installed, the rally guards are installed, I had to trim these off with a Dremel to get this to fit. Pretty nice overall. The powder coating I did, meh and meh. What I'm going to do at the end of this summer is order an Acura full headers and exhaust system and then have it shipped to Jet Hot and have them do their full job. So Acura system plus about 200 bucks, and then I'll take this off. In the powder coating shop I had to do this work and totally strip this off back to nothing again and give me a full refund. So not much out of pocket there except for buying a new exhaust system, which I wanted to do anyway. Okay, underneath you got the Alt-Rider skid plate. This thing is a beast. Nothing really much to say about it. I mean, yesterday we were off-road and I was scraping it constantly, and it looks good. It looks really, really good. It's gonna last me a lot of many years here. You know, crash bars are fine. You see the gap on this side is much healthier than the gap on their side. It was like that from the factory. The gap on the left side is just a lot less. I mean, the X head takes up a little bit of space in the bottom there, which is why that gap is there. Whereas less on both sides, but I do like having the X head over having nothing at all. I ordered the tech spec tank grip guards. They look weird on the GS tank because the GS is here, so I returned those. I'm gonna try to find a different option, but they hug that really well. What I did do was I did grab this here, which is kind of a sport bike thing. It looks small on the huge GSA tank, but it grips really well and may keep this from scratching as badly. It just peels right off. Easy to do. This is an eBay part, GoPro remote holder. It works. That's about all I can say about that. It works fine. It was pretty cheap. It does the job. I'm happy for now with the City and the Daypack tank bags from SW Moteg. This is their Evo tank ring adapter. The GSA, because it has keyless ride and the fuel tank is keyless, for some reason the electrification system for their tank bags does not work with a GSA. So I can't run power from the battery to the accessories inside the tank bag. But it holds on pretty well. The problem I have, only one problem I have, the City is large. It comes out about here. So when I'm off-roading and I put my groin area into here, I'm pushing this forward a lot because I'm moving back and forth in the GSA when I'm off-road, like you should be moving. So when I move forward as I'm going up a hill, it tends to push the tank bag, and all of a sudden after an hour or two of that, once every hour or two, the tank bag comes completely loose and falls off. And so something to keep in mind if you're getting one of those. Get a smaller one, and obviously if you are off-roading, tank bags are not really ideal for that. Okay, we'll move around to, well, let's do the windscreen. So this is the Z-Technic stabilizer brackets, which I think even if you have a stock windscreen, these are worth it. They're 125 bucks. They take the rattle out of the windscreen. You'll notice your stock windscreen just rattles. It doesn't do that anymore with the stabilizer installed. This is the Z-Tech Deluxe Tall Touring in the low position. Perfect in low position for everything. If I'm off-roading, I take this off and put on the Machine Art Moto slipscreen in black because it comes to about here and I can see a lot more in front of me, helps visibility a lot. This in the tall position on highway touring, you don't feel a thing. You've got the GSA winglets here, you've got more winglets here, and this in the high position, it's really, really awesome. So really recommend this if you're doing a lot of highway touring. You want to feel no air at all in your face. It really does get rid of all the air. I'll have to link to it somehow, but I've got a video on it. We've got a USB charger there. It works with the BMW DEN module, and it has two USB ports, 3.3 amps total, split between both devices. So that's something that everyone should have on their bike by default. I also have a powerlet running up here as well for extra USB devices into the tank bag if I need to. And then this is another Chinese part here, which is this is a stuck-on thing. It works. It's 3M tape. It reduces some of the glare. I like it a lot. You can see on the bottom right-hand corner though, the screen protector I applied isn't sticking on, but it can be reapplied pretty easily. So I'll just keep reapplying it as needed. But you know, just like that, you just stick it back there and it makes its way back on. What else we got here? Oh, wait, that's the clear water lights. I mean, these things, it's the Erica and the Darla. Off-roading, you see here, I lost my covers. This is a cover. It's a rubber cover. $40 for the pair of the covers. I lost one of them off-roading. I looked down after we did our day of off-roading and like, oh shit, my rubber cover's gone. So I don't know how it got lost, but it did. So it's gone now, but these things are friggin' bright. I mean, it's 6,800 lumens for each Erica and 2,100 lumens for each Darla. When you pair that with the 800 or 500 lumens off the LED OEM fog light and the 2,000 or 3,000 lumens from this thing, I mean, you just have so much power going forward. So I run these all at 10% during the day. These are off during the day, and everything goes completely 100% for the high beam. I don't want to blind anyone, so nighttime is about 15% all around. And I keep the Ericas off mostly. They're really just for high beam. Steering stop on the BMW, on the Touratech steering stop here. Easy install, it reduces your turn radius, but if you know how to counterbalance, it hasn't restricted my turning at all, but it's a nice peace of mind for cracking the steering if I fall and you have a huge crash. So nice peace of mind. Less of an issue on the liquid cooled GSs versus the oil cooled, but nice thing to have. Another eBay part, these were $8, and it already saved me yesterday actually. I rammed into a tree with these things and hit them up pretty nicely. You can see the scratch down here, and it saved me, so worth the expense. It already bent in, but that's fine. I'd rather just break than the lights. This is dumb, but grab them if you want to. It's the upper crash bar guard, and then from there, I guess we'll move to the Outrider radiator guards. There are cheaper radiator guards out there. I like the Outrider ones a lot, so no issue so far. I mean, obviously, if there's an issue, I would make a video of it because coolant spilled out is not a good way to end your motorcycle adventure. Okay, last but not least is the Outrider headlight guard. The headlight's like $2 grand. Just this front piece alone isn't that expensive actually, $100 or so. But this is fully removable here. You can replace this with the Lexan Outrider cover, just pop it right in. So if you're commuting, put the Lexan in. If you're off-road, put this guy in. And I mean, obviously this throws a mesh pattern, but with the clear water lights installed, you don't even see the mesh pattern anymore. When I first installed it without clear waters on, the mesh was pretty noticeable. There's a video of it, but with it installed in the clear waters, you don't even see it. So, man, is that it? Trying to think here. Anything else that we had installed? It's a lot of shit. I'll post a follow-up video when it comes to my July trip to the Trans Labrador, which is going to involve the Jesse boxes up here, a top case, and then a replacement pillion rack, which will have spare fuel and water on it. I'm still trying to work out what parts I'm going to use, so I'm talking to a few vendors trying to figure that out. But for now, that's all TBD. This is my commuting setup and my off-road setup. For camping, I'll try to usually do boxes so I can store more stuff in them. Next things that are coming in, the biggest thing is going to be the heated Sergeant seat, which will be here tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I've got a special surprise that's coming in that I'll share with you guys. I will show you the part first, and then I'll do another video on how to install them. But yeah, it's pretty much the last thing that I can do to this bike without tuning the engine. So I guess this was my overview video of all the mods. If you have any questions for me, if you have any links to these things, just let me know. There'll be a link below to my Amazon associate link, and there's a great Outrider store on Amazon. It's Outrider's own Amazon store, so you buy anything from there, and I'll get a 1% kickback. So spend $400 and I get $4 back, which has been a great revenue source for me, to be honest. I'm making like $80 a month in Amazon referrals, so thank you guys that click those links and buy things. And then to the person that bought a welding accessories kit for like $2 grand, thank you. That was really nice of you because I got some money from that. Okay, so I'll end the video from here. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Ride safe. I'm happy to answer any questions. And if you make something for the R1200GS Adventure liquid cooled, please send me a message so I can test it out. I'll do an installation video, reviews, etc. I'm happy to do that. Everything in here I paid full price for, except for maybe a couple of things. I got like $20 off the hand guards. I got, it's pretty much the only discounts I got here. Oh, the stabilizer was discounted, steering stabilizer. I got the clear waters used. Everything else I got used or full price. So I didn't get any discounts from anyone except for Machine Art Moto, Adventure Depot, and I've got a discount recently from Outrider on something that I'll post up later. So you know, I'm happy to pay for things full price or just test them and mail them back to you guys if you're a vendor. Um, yeah, so it's finally above freezing. It's 65 degrees. This morning it was 27, so we're finally entering riding season, and it's a beautiful day in New Hampshire. You guys have a great day, and as always, thanks for watching. So the ice from the lake is going over the waterfall here. That looks so cool. See it right there? There's another one right there. That is pretty freaking awesome.